I don't know what happened there, folks, but I had lost you. So I am back. Um, there we go. Sorry, folks. Alright, so we're going to keep going here. And so the way we're going to do this other feathering in the back, it's pretty simple. We're just going to go back here. And hello, Jane. I lost everybody. I just started it up again. So this video will be 1 or 2 pieces on YouTube. Okay, so that's the first one there. And this is the feather on the back of the... Okay, we have 3 or 4 or 5 of these featherings going. So we're just going to go like so, and that's the second one. That's the third one. The fourth one. Alright, and that's it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and that one. Okay? So, yeah. So how I do this, a lot of times I just do this with the knife, so it's nice and flat, but you can do it with the V-tool. It doesn't make any difference if with any way you want to do it. It's fine. So I'm going to just use the regular knife. I'm going to follow each line up and around. That's how I usually do it when it's a little clearer and crisper than with the V knife. And then same thing with the other side. I just follow that. Alright, so I put my lines in there, and so what I do with the point of the knife, I just kind of follow it. Actually, I'm going to notch out this section. I'm going to notch that out a little bit. Sorry guys, I lost you. I don't know what happened. But I'm going to notch this one little piece out the best I can. Okay. Okay, so once I get all those things done on the outside, I already did the other line. And this is a good thing to draw these things on, because if you don't, you may not know where to go with it. Okay, so, and then this one, we'll just notch that one out. Alright, same thing over here. We're going to notch this one out yet. There we go. Alright, so I already drew them on, but what you want to do is just slowly, I already did my stop cut. Alright, and then you want to smooth it out a little bit, because when you put your little lines in there with the V-tool, you want to get rid of all the pencil marks if you can. Okay? And the last one here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Alright. And the same thing over here. We're going to follow this out. And if it's not deep enough, you just go back and you recut it. And that's all that's to that. is learning to go back and recut things. So this is the back feather we're working on right now, the back side of him. Again, we're going to flatten those things out a little bit. Sorry I lost everybody. I don't know what happened to the camera, but it just went off. I don't know if it was something in the live feed or what, but it's okay. Alright, so that's how that goes. Now, of course, you're going to smooth this out. Alright. So, when we put the feathering in on the back, it's pretty simple. We take our little V tool. We're going to go right up the center. Okay. A little bit on each end. Show that these feathers are a little bit different. Alright, just like so. And you're going to do the same thing over here. Just going to offset the feather a little bit. Alright. And let me just do something here. Let me take this back here for a second. I'm not happy with the way that looks. There we go. Okay. Now, once I get all those that little bob feather, that center feather in there, or that center line, then I just go back and forth and I start putting in my little feathering. Alright, I'm not going to do this whole thing on here. It's going to take too much time. Plus I want to do it a little bit better than what I'm doing here. I take my time with it, but I'll show you how to do a few of them. And then, no, Jack, I have not done a peacock. No, 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 not yet. Okay, so, and then you go the other way. An upside down V is really what you want to do. If you want to make it a little easier, you can wet them with your solution. Alright, so this is what we have here. All right, and then this next one that we do, you kind of want to just take it very lightly, light touch, because you don't want to run into your next feathering, okay? And then you want to go the opposite way. You can put a little bit of a turn to it. It usually makes it look a little more realistic. But we're not into making things looking realistic. We're looking to just have the, you know, the feather look to it. You want to get into the realistic stuff, then you get the wood burner and you do all that kind of stuff. I've done that in the past. It takes hours and hours of time. And I'd rather be carving the feather in than burning it in. That's just me. Plus, I didn't like the smoke from it. You know, it had an odd smell to it when you would use a wood burner. Some people love it and love doing that. You know, they love doing birds, but I like doing everything without sandpaper, without other things than tools. You know, sometimes the wood burner comes in real handy for different things. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. When you're carving, you can shadow things with it and all that, but I prefer just to do it this way. Okay, so that's how you do your feathering. I won't do this side. It's just going to take a lot of time to do it, so this is the last side right here. And then we'll just fan this one out. Okay, so that's how the feathering's done. Alright, and you're going to do the other side the same way. Well, we need to put his feet in, and we need to put his eyeballs in. So, from the eyes, it looks like they're beady little eyes. So we're just going to kind of draw something on here and see how it looks. I like a little bit bigger eye. I think bigger eyes look cuter. Bigger noses look cuter. Bigger feet, bigger anything is usually cuter. So I'm going to try to match it with the other side. Now I'm going to look at this from the front. I'm going to see maybe right there. Okay? So let me see if I can draw another eye over here and see how far off I am. It's just really difficult to make it. Yeah, that's too close to the bill. So what we do is we take our little knife and we're going to just erase that. And this should be up a little bit further. Okay, so let's try again. So I'm going to kind of measure it this way and see if that won't help me. Yep. And let's see. Better. Oh, it's very difficult to get things to look the same. I know I repeat myself a lot with that, but that's very true. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife and let me see how I did this one real quick. Oh, yeah. All right. So you can take the V tool and you can start following that ever so slightly. You don't have to do a lot of real deep. We'll do that in a second. But you're going to try to follow that circle you just created. All right. And then we'll adjust it. Okay, so that's the one eye, but we're not done with the eye yet. This is just giving us a good good guideline. All right. And notice I have my thumb on the turkey, and I'm really choked up on the handle, because the further this handle is away from you, the harder it is to control. You notice I'm not trying to do it in one sweep either. I'm just taking my time. Now I'm going to take my little water thing. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Okay, I sprayed it. Now, when you spray these things, you really need a sharp knife. Otherwise, you're going to be tearing it. The reason I spray it, especially doing the eyes, is because when it's very delicate work and your knife is nice and sharp, you don't have to put a lot of pressure behind it. And that keeps you from either knocking part of the eyeball out or helps you control it a little bit more. So let me take this and we're going to just follow this out again. We're going to just follow it, do another stop cut because we're going to go in there a little bit deeper. Okay, and I'm going to go from the inside of the eye. All right, like so. Okay, that didn't come out like I wanted it to. Let's try again. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. So you just take your time. This is not any kind of race you're doing. I'm racing against time, but you know, when you're sitting there at home doing it, you just take your time with it. There's no reason to rush any of this. So I'm going to put a little triangular cut right there on this side here. Okay? And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just a little bit of a triangular cut. Just like so. Okay? I'll do that eye a little bit different, but do you see the difference between that side and this side? April, I've never tried those eye punches. I'm sure they would work out really well. I'm just so used to doing everything with a knife or a V-tool, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to just kind of follow this out all the way around again. Okay. Oops. And let me put my little magnifying glasses on. You can see this a little bit better. And we're going to go from the inside now, and we're going to just start cutting this out. There we go. Good. And again, we're going to go back here, back of the eye, and we're going to put a little triangular cut there. And the same thing in the front. There's your two eyes. There we go. Alright. And this actually comes up towards the eye. Alright, this one also comes up to the eye. There we go. And our turkey's pretty well finished. Now, if you want to make it thinner, like I said, you can always start trimming it down a little bit more. We got to do his feet yet, and then I'll show you how to do the feathering part here. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now this could be a little bit more rounded. Not as sharp of a abrupt stop there. Same thing over here. You could really fuss with this for a long time to get it to where you're happy with it. Alright, now the feet, it's pretty darn simple. The feet, we're just going to put one line down the center. One line down the center. One line there and one line there. There we go. One here, one there, and one there. Okay. We're going to go up a little further. One. We're going to try to match those V cuts there. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing these. Okay. And then you want a little bit of a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 4. And then so that's his feet. All right. Now, to do the rest of him here, I'm just trimming him down again a little bit more. I'm just not happy with the shape of him as much. He's coming. There we go. That's what I like. A little more, a smooth transition from one area to the next. So when you want to do these, okay, there we go. And his little waddle has to be, trimmed around a little bit. Let's pull this out a little bit more too. There we go. All right, just rounding things off a little bit. It's amazing when you take a hard edge off of something, what a difference it can look like because of that, okay? When you get rid of these like square edges by rounding them off a little bit, makes a world of difference. There we go. There's this little bottle. Alright, good. Kind of blend everything together. Let me take a quick look here. Yeah, his bill's a little crooked. But here we go. Just moved it over a tiny bit. And we're going to just keep going here. And I'll clean up his eyes a little bit more. But I just want to show you the direction of his feathering. Okay, from here it goes out and comes down. This comes down and spreads off to the right or to the left. Okay. So let's just show you real quick. From the head, we're going to go straight across. And we're just going to I kind of give myself guidelines with my V tool to make it easier to know if I'm going in the right direction or not. Now this here, I'll just do one side to show you, and that kind of goes right like so. And you want to get as close to the eye as you can. And fill in the little gaps with other little strokes. Works out really well. And you can crisscross them as well. Sometimes they don't free up. You just want to take your little knife and cut it out a little bit. But yeah, it's not difficult to do the feathering. Once you get the design and which way it should go, it should kind of flow all together. Okay. And sometimes you can do a little bit at different directions. Even if you're going straight, you can crisscross them a little bit. Sometimes makes it look nice too. But I'll just go down here. And you don't want to go real deep. If you can keep your tool from gouging it out too much, it will look much better. Okay. Alright, so this is how this goes. Now, this goes from here, it just fans out to the bottom. Okay, just like so. And as you learn to do these, you'll get it real easy that the flow will go a certain way. So I know this is all going to go down in this direction, and then this one will go down in this direction. So if you look at it, you can see what I mean. It's a little straight in the center, but then it fans out to both sides. So. But yeah, these are fun to do. I love doing this size. There's so many projects. I think out of this one block, I've done at least 40 to 50 different, closer to 50 different ways of doing things. Different ways of doing Santas. The 2020 Santa was really popular last week. A lot of people enjoyed that. And thank you. Thank you for your orders and all that. That keeps me going here as well. I appreciate you folks tuning in. It's nice. And I will get everything on DVD eventually. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm going to hurry up and do it back here for a second just to give me a little bit quicker time here. Okay, there you go. Now here again, you're going to fill in these gaps a little bit. Alright? Because if I was doing a normal taping, I would stop and finish all this stuff and you'll see it completely done, but we don't have that luxury right now. Alright, so that's how it's done. That's how you would do this side the same way. Go in the same direction. If you have any questions, feel free to ask or ask me offline. You can always get me by messenger or by email at thecarverswoodshop@yahoo.com. Alright, so that's how half of it's done. And then that's how you do the other half as well. You don't do anything to the wattle. Nothing. Alright? Well, folks, that will conclude our class for the turkey ornament, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I just used burnt sienna on my piece. I used red, gold color, yellow for the feet and for the bill. And then on the back side, I did also the burnt umber mix. And then I just, after it was done, I just went over with some white paint to separate the two tones in the feather. And then I antiqued it with my solution of the mineral oil and burnt umber. And that is always mixed with a an oil-based burnt umber, not a water-based, because it won't mix with the mineral oil. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this little project. I think you folks, I'll see what I'll do. I was thinking maybe we need to do the little penguin. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do next time. Let's see what else I haven't done yet. Let me look at my arsenal of stuff. Oh. Yes, hang on. I think I found something that we have not done yet. The mouse. Or the mouse with a Santa hat. I'm not sure. Okay. So let me see. Did his tail? What did I do with this tail? Didn't his tail come through? Yeah, his tail's up and around on the other side. But anyway, we'll figure out something. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'll be back next Tuesday. Or we might take a break. I'm not sure yet. But we'll find something else to do next week. All right? Take care. Be careful. And try to stay safe this week. I know they're requiring a lot of us to do more restrictions and stuff. I have my meal planned for Thanksgiving already here at my house. So you all have a good time and be safe. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye, folks.